After a few nights at the Royal Nova Scotia Yacht Squadron, it was time to move Starry Horizons around towards downtown Halifax. We docked at Bishop's Landing and immediately set out to enjoy some Canadian delicacies. We found some time to do some sightseeing, including the local farmers market, the Citadel with a great look over the city, and the local Pride Parade.
Just be a queen. Don't be a bride, just be a queen. Baby, so pretty and say I love your friends, so I can rejoice in truth.
The departure day from Halifax was cold and foggy, but fortunately the Canadian Navy was there to show us the way out of town. We decided to do an overnight sail straight from Halifax up to the Bredor Lakes to take advantage of a downwind leg.
Well, we're at our first lock, St. Peter's Lock, to get into the Bredor, that's how you pronounce it, Bredor Lakes. I'll get it right sometime. So you can see behind me, the locks are closing. They're going to start filling it up for us in just a minute.
We stayed in St. Peter's for a few days, waiting out the fog and enjoying having access to internet. Our next stop was Mcnabbs Cove, where we dropped the dinghy to do a little exploring, found a few American bald eagles vacationing in Canada, and did a little kayaking. We enjoyed several days over at Mcnabbs Cove before taking advantage of a nice day of sailing to head across the lake over towards the Cayman Islands.
And Amy's off on another morning adventure.
The next leg was a short one, as we did a quick sail up to Little Harbor in order to do some hiking.
We are at the crossing, the north side of the crossing, which ends at Malagawach Harbor, and it started at Little Harbor, which is where Starry Horizons is anchored. So we dinghied up to the start of the crossing, the south end, and hopped out and we walked this dirt road, and we've arrived. Very short walk.
And you used to use this to transport boats from one side to the other?
Yes. Instead of going around the rough section outside the harbors, they would drag the boats up here and haul them across land, which is pretty cool.
After leaving Little Harbor, we passed through the Barrow Strait Bridge and headed up to Maskell's Harbor, where we ducked in to avoid the wind and do a little more hiking. Our final stop in the Bredor Lakes was up in Bedeque. We anchored Starry Horizons and for the first time left her alone on the hook as we set off on a different kind of adventure.
Alright, honey, where are we going?
I really actually have no idea. We're going to a campground. I believe we're on what's called the Cabot Trail. And it's absolutely gorgeous, lots of green. Feels kind of weird to be driving a car, but we get to go camping, so we're kind of excited about that.
Yes, we are on the Cabot Trail right now, and we are heading towards...
See, you don't even know.
Chetty Camp, that's it.
Sure.
Something like that.
Alright, so we're at our campground. A hilarity is about to ensue. We got our tent set up. Now it's time to see if we can start a fire.
David's hard at work.
Yeah.
Looking so manly.
Hoping my Boy Scout days come back quick.
Such a hunk.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. You have some commentary.
I am man. I make fire. Ooga ooga. Not very gracefully, but you know what? End result's all that matters. So this is why we're making the campfire. We have stuff for s'mores. Man, I'm so excited. Fire roaring. Graham crackers going. Lots of chocolate, lots of marshmallows. It's gonna be glorious. Alright, how delicious is that s'more?
Pretty darn good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Worth all the effort.
A little crispy on the outside, gooey on the inside.
Yay for fire!
The next day, we set out for a secluded campground in a private park, but not before enjoying the views and almost getting blown off a mountain. For our last night along the Cabot Trail, we stopped at a campground near Inganesh. Along the way, we went and hiked a couple waterfalls.
We're at the Macintosh Falls in the Cape Breton Highlands National Park.
Alright. They're beautiful falls, but I don't think we can go swimming. That water looks cold.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Of course, with this being Canada, at the next waterfall, there were people doing exactly that. With our Cabot Trail adventure finally completed, we drove back down to Bedeque. We were extremely grateful to find Starry Horizons still safe and sound right where we left her. We enjoyed staying in Bedeque for a few more days, but unfortunately time was running short as we needed to start making our way back to Halifax. We set off on a one-day sail straight to St. Peter's and once again transited through the canal.
Hey, honey, tell us where we are.
Well, currently in Lenox Passage, as I believe. We've exited out of the St. Peter's Canal, so we are officially out of the Bredor Lakes. Kind of sad, but we're headed over towards Canso today. Should be about 25 miles, I think. And we're back in the fog, so...
Okay. And what are we going to do in Canso?
I don't know. Anchor. Enjoy the weather if we can see anything.
Not the man with the plan, huh?
I am not the man with the plan. I show up where I'm told.
With a southwest wind making the trip back to Halifax and upwind sail, we decided to split things up. Our first stop was in Canso, where we had to wait out the fog before heading over to Tor Bay. Next, we sailed to beautiful Spanish Ships Bay, where we had an anchorage all to ourselves. The second to last stop was at Owl's Head for a rough night at anchor before we made the final jump all the way to Halifax. After arriving back in Halifax, we met up with our friends Pete and Deb from the Helia Maple Cookie. They came over for dinner and were nice enough to bring their drone to get some long-awaited footage of Starry Horizons. To top it off, they came back a few days later to say goodbye and film us as we headed out of Halifax for the final time. We were joined on our sail out of Halifax by our friend Sarah, who was the only one who braved the Canadian cold in order to come visit. Our first stop with her aboard was over at Cub Basin, and of course, we had to try some fishing along the way.
Time to go fishing again?
Time to go fishing again.
Sarah's learning how to fish.
Yay! Yeah. So catching dinner.
Yeah.
Drop it in the water. So let it be out.
Sailing vessel traveling, sailing vessel.
So the rope gets down. And if the fish on the line, the boat gets pulled tight. So the rope will go taut. Yeah. So that's how we know. So then we just get off there. And keep an eye on it. Don't wait for the fish to grab it. Make sure it's good on. Yeah.
Yay for fishing!
Catch the fish! Yeah!
Not surprisingly, our bad luck while fishing held out, so the girls had to find other ways to entertain themselves.
So, show me how you communicate with those buoys. I sense a lot of enthusiasm.
They're not enthusiastic cows.
Yeah, that's what they're like.
Moo. Now I'm picturing like a cow on the buoy, like, God damn it. Moo. No alcohol was involved in the taking
We
of
are
this movie.
sober.
I don't believe it.
Upon arrival in Cub Basin, the first order of business was to get the kayak ready.
You could help, you know.
Yeah, this is way more fun.
You could like pull stuff out. Get smart about this whole thing. Oh, the paddle's on the other side. So I don't know what's stuck.
Oh, is it stuck on the
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, wasn't that more satisfying?
Success.
Yeah.
More videoing, huh?
Very focused on that pumping.
Pumping and building.
Pumping and
Working
building.
on my squats.
One leg at a time.
Only my right leg, because I don't know with my left leg. So my right leg will be like, whoa.
Gotta love that right booty cheek.
Do some lips.
What'd you say? Oh,
Let's
lips.
see. 5-ounce bar.
I lip sync up and put them down.
So, what we kind of do is like the person in the back paddle consistently as possible. Okay. Spears, and so you have to like paddle with okay.
It took a little while, but the girls finally found their Olympic form and were off to the races. Our next stop was supposed to be Indian Harbor, but the anchorage was too small, so we crossed over the bay and settled into Northwest Cove. That evening, we took Little Dipper for a sip and stroll and toured the bay. We enjoyed one night in Northwest Cove and then set out for Chester. Here we found Solaya, the mega yacht that we had been chasing all over Canada, and the girls decided to go ashore for a quick visit.
Bye-bye!
Bye, ladies.
Unfortunately, the anchorage in Chester was packed full of mooring balls, so we decided to head over to Oak Island for the evening. There we found free Wi-Fi and enjoyed reading about the island's treasured past. The next day, we set out for Lunenburg, which would be our final stop in Canada.
We're headed to Lunenburg,
And why are we going there?
to have booze.
Yeah, I figured.
Vodka distillery.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a spirits distillery.
Spirits, correct.
Yeah, it's called Ironworks Distillery, and they make vodka among other things.
Yes.
And we are going on a 4:30 tour, assuming we
delicious.
can get there and anchor in time.
Yeah.
Well, we're sailing pretty well so far. Nice little beam reach.
Yeah, 9 knots.
We're eating our ice cream. Delicious.
Which is very good.
The time had finally come to say goodbye to Sarah, who had been a fantastic guest aboard Starry Horizons. We had hoped to stay in Canada a little while longer, but with a weather window opening up for our sail to Maine, we needed to get going. We completed a few last projects and enjoyed a stunning sunset as we sailed out of Canada for the final time.